All right, welcome to Before the Blow Up. I'm Isaac.
And I'm Josh, but
Joshy
I'm really
Frotha.
only known as Frotha.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we we
This
recorded
is-
this. We recorded the first half an hour, and then I realized we weren't even recording any of this audio. So we're gonna pretty much just start again. So I mean, it's the first podcast episode. So what can you expect? Things are gonna go wrong, and things are gonna happen. So
Mate, it's kind of classic.
I mean, it is. It happens, like you just said, it happened with a bunch of different podcasts. So we're gonna go the first half an hour again. But yeah, this is Before the Blow Up. So this podcast has been like 2 years in the making, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2
two.
years, bro.
I mean, like we've been talking about it for 2 years about starting a podcast, but I think the time is right now.
And we recorded some before that'll never
We
aired.
would get cancelled in a heartbeat if those ever get released. I have some of them. We can listen to them later.
Nah, no way. Oh, we can listen to
Yeah,
them.
I'm not posting them. Never,
Oh, yeah.
never, bro.
There goes your career, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think we decided to start this podcast because, I mean, we're both kind of in very separate industries. I'm a musician for everyone that didn't already know. I think most of the viewers and you guys will be coming from either my social media or Josh's social media, but you want to explain?
Or the Before the Blow Up social
Yeah, I
media.
mean, if you just somehow stumbled upon one of our reels or something like that, welcome to Before the Blow Up. But yeah, for everyone else, again, welcome to Before the Blow Up.
But yeah, so Isaac's a musician on the brink of blowing up.
On the brink is crazy. I wish.
And I'm a privateer downhill mountain biker
On the
who
brink of blowing up. I'm telling you, he is. He is.
Yeah, maybe. We're close. We're moving in the right direction, that's for sure.
Yeah, but that's why we decided to kind of start the podcast because I feel like
That's how we came up with the name.
yeah, Before the Blow, we both haven't reached where we want to go. We're both absolutely grinding every day to get there, and but yeah, we just haven't blown up yet. And I think that it's kind of an interesting journey to take everyone on, kind of our journey of discipline, self-motivation, all that kind of stuff, all those good fancy words.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons we started was to give a bit of a platform for people to come on as well eventually.
Yeah,
To
we
talk about how they made it to where they wanted to go and what it was like before their blow up.
yeah,
And also to talk about ours and how we go. So I guess eventually it'll become after the blow up.
yeah, I mean, I think that, yeah, we talked about having potentially guests that have already blown up and then guests that haven't yet blown up to kind of talk about, yeah, I get like how people have blown up in their own industries and how they can help, some advice that they can give us that haven't blown up in our industries and anyone that's watching that hasn't blown up in their industries. And then people that haven't yet blown up can also come on the pod and talk about the things they're doing to blow up.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet. But yeah, I mean, why don't you talk about kind of where you grew up and how we kind of met and just talk about
Yeah, for sure. So till I was about 9 or 10, I lived in Sydney.
Yeah.
So, and then when I was about 10, I moved to the Wops, like the sticks, man, like out in a place. The town's called Cowra.
good old Cara Town.
Moved to Cowra, which is like 4 hours west of Sydney, over the Blue Mountains in the desert, mate. And we moved there because I haven't really talked about this heaps with like in the mountain bike crew, but my mum has like all her pastor's credentials and stuff for a church and that.
Did your dad have them?
I don't think my dad has them.
I thought you did.
He might.
Maybe.
I don't think he does.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know my mum definitely does.
Yeah, I knew that.
But yeah. So, mum and dad moved out to the country to like help regional churches.
Yeah.
So we ended up like doing a bit of a trip. First while we lived in the city to like almost suss towns out because like when I was like a kid, it was like the first time I really got like on motos because I was like maybe 6 or 7.
You're a moto boy.
Yeah, I started on a Chinese PV50.
I remember it. Wait, did you have it in Cara?
Nah, that thing.
No,
was
you had the
gone. DS80.
The Chonda. You had the Chonda.
Yeah,
the Chonda. I
the
remember
Chonda.
riding that round.
Yeah,
in Cara.
that Chonda came down came around a bit later.
Chonda was elite.
The Chonda, the Chinese Honda. But yeah. So we did this trip, and then eventually my parents made the move out to Cowra and started helping out at this church called Abundant Life Church. And that's where I met also one of my mates that I haven't really like talked to that much, but it's like that mate, you know, where it's like you don't talk to all the time, but like when you finally like catch up, it's like all good.
Yeah, I'm the same with him because Lockie Bennell.
Yeah, Lockie Vanell.
Yeah.
So his grandparents were pastors of the church my mum was supposedly taken over.
Yeah, and Lockie's actually how we met. Like I met Josh through Lockie because so my dad and Lockie's dad were best mates growing up, and so then that's how I met Josh. Like
so yeah, that's exactly right. So I met Isaac through Lockie Bennell, but we met because we went to state conference, which is like a big church group gathering for like Australian churches in Port Macquarie. It's like a conference, but because you're a kid, they just put on like a youth camp.
It's rowdy as though. Anyone that's been there, it's rowdy. Like
especially for church, man. It's the only place I've had fights at church.
Yeah, no, genuinely, I've seen a couple of fights happen there, and broken. I swear there's a broken bone, broken leg, arm there every year.
Yeah,
you didn't break your leg there, but I met you there when you had a broken leg.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, so you're in Cowra, and then you moved here. Yeah.
Okay, so I went overseas this year for 6 months to pursue a dream of mine, which was the dream was to race a World Cup, like downhill World Cup season, like the top of the top, like the high, like I represented my country. So I guess I did that dream, but the real dream was to like be the best in the world. Like factory team, best in the world, most money. Well, not even most money. Most titles. Yeah, most money. Most titles, most money, most wins, just like the most decorated.
Killing.
I just wanted to be the best, and I still absolutely do want to be the best. But that's like the dream now. But when I was a kid, it was to like, I want to race with the big dogs. I want to race in the World Cup.
Yeah. I'm totally pumped to see you're gonna achieve that. You're gonna be world champion one day. We're saying it right now. You're gonna be world champion. I'm telling you.
Yeah, my password to my computers, I will be world champ. I should probably change that now.
Yeah.
That's being changed to something else.
I will be MTB world champ.
Yeah, well, I can't put that now, can I?
True. So you just moved to Shell Harbour. That's where we are now. And yeah, until you figure out what you're doing, until you healed your arm.
Yeah, so I just broke my scaphoid.
So that's a bit about, I guess, Josh's story, where he grew up, and then me, I think I grew up in the further Wop-Wops. I think I grew up in the sticks.
Yeah.
I grew up very far west. I grew up about half an hour from Dubbo, in a place called Narromine. I think Cowra's at least got a KFC and a Macca's. Narromine had none of that. We just had we had a skate park and a pool, the Narromine pool.
They still have a skate park.
Yeah, but I suck at that. Like, it's got nothing. So I mean, it was a sick place to grow up. But then when I was about 12 or 13, moved to Wagga Wagga, and I still lived there, not for very long. I'm Melbourne/Dubai, maybe, we'll see.
Dubai bound, baby.
Maybe.
Flying me out. Yeah. First class.
No, I'm not flying you first class. No, but so live in Wagga and do music, and I'm an artist, hopefully releasing an album late January.
Announce it. Go. Announce the album drop.
Yeah.
You're hearing it here first on Before the Blow Up podcast.
I'm not announcing when the album's dropping because I don't know. I haven't even finished it yet. But at the end of
date, baby.
End of January or start of February. Well, okay.
Put a date.
Hey, but I've been locking in with Woody, with my producer Woody, and I've got to figure out. We took 2 songs out, and I've got to rewrite. I got to write another song.
Why'd you take them out?
Because they just don't fit with the rest of the album.
Why's that?
They're just too rocky, you know.
So give a bit of a preview or like an inspiration to the album and sort of what it's.
We going into this, yeah?
Well, tell us about your album, bro. Like, what's the sort of style and genre theme?
I don't want to go too much into it because I think that it can be a good topic for like. I think the next 2 episodes, I think we kind of want to touch lightly on our dreams and what we do. I think that because the next 2 episodes, like the second one is I think gonna be about my story and that kind of thing, and the third one's gonna be about Josh's story and everything that he does. And I think that I don't want to go too into detail about it, but yeah, pretty much. I mean, everyone's gonna write a heartbreak album at some point, so.
Yep.
So that's what mine was about. But yeah, I think we'll talk about it on a different episode, maybe the next episode. But yeah, so yeah, as I was saying, grew up in Wagga, and then yeah, I was friends. So how we met was I was friends with Lockie Bennell as well, and then at this state conference thing at this rowdy youth church state conference
For the third time telling the
Yeah,
story.
yeah. Because my parents are pastors as well. We went, and his parents are. So we went to this
So we're
conference.
church buddies.
And then and yeah. So Lockie was hanging out with Josh, and I was like, oh, go meet this guy. So I met him, and we kind of hung out, got along. Didn't really. You didn't have Snap. You didn't have anything. Like I only had. I think I only had Snapchat. I maybe had a phone number. You only had an iPod. I remember I couldn't even talk to you, and you had nothing. I was like, all right, well, that's all right. And then I met you at a different church, like a couple months later. I was like, oh, this guy, Josh. So we kind of just started being friends from then on. And then there was a period of time, like we were friends. I wouldn't say we were best friends yet, but I didn't really. I was like kind of annoyed at you, because it was kind of dumb. You exposed me to my family, man. And I was like, because you exposed me about this chick that I liked, and I was like, how could you do this to me? I was so betrayed and butthurt, man. And then after it took me like a year and a half or 2 years to get over that. I was just that was a really sooky move. I can't even lie.
It's so good though. It's funny, man.
You ready to go to bed, mate?
Yeah, well it is.
Yeah, man. It's
10
past 10,
bro. I'm in bed by now, man.
Anyway, but yeah, so after that, then we kind of just hung out more at state conferences. Finally, was able to like talk to you on a phone that you had or something.
Yeah, but not for ages.
It was a long time.
Yeah, I didn't get a phone till I was like year 9. I didn't get a phone until I was 15.
15. I got one when I was 10.
Yeah, I know.
Or maybe it's 13. I can't remember, eh?
But I didn't even have Snapchat till I left school.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But I had Instagram.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, hung out at these.
I mean, I left school when I was 15.
Oh yeah. That's right,
when
that's
I
right,
was
that's right.
I was nearly 16, but I was 15.
Yeah.
I was a few months off 16.
And then yeah, so hung out at these church conference things and just kind of, I think that I kind of was like, I guess, drawn to you in a friendship sense of like, oh, you work hard for what you want to do, and I'm on the same kind of journey, and so I was like, yeah, kind of.
I feel like it wasn't like that then. I think I was just having fun riding my bike, and I was really naturally good at it.
Yeah, but I think that like the way you like acted was like someone that I was like, yeah, I can respect that.
Yeah.
Like because a lot of my friends, not naming names, but we were just like my friends at the time, not anyway, that you didn't really like.
Okay, I know you.
Yeah, we're not gonna name drop. Yeah, I was just like not willing to put in kind of any effort to. I was like, oh yeah, I'll come see you. I'll come hang out, whatever. Come and yeah, do something, just normal friend things, like
yeah,
normal mate things. And then you were just like, yeah, you were the same boat. You're like, yeah, I'm actually keen to do something. I'm like, yeah, finally. And so, I mean, I think like a lot of my friends, I don't know, I feel like you don't really have these kind of friends, but like love video games. I suck at them. We both suck, so we got to get it out and do something. Like
I don't have any friends that are like good at video games.
No, like my friends, like I had my season of playing video games, but I just didn't. I couldn't get into it, mate. I got into it for a bit, but I just suck. I just suck at video games, and you're worse than me. You're way worse than me.
That's because I don't play them. I've played video games once in my life, and it was when I had a broken foot, and I got given an Xbox 360.
No, we played Call of Duty on that though. It was banging.
Yeah, and I had Forza Horizon 2 and Call of Duty Ghost. They're the only games I've ever played in my life. Apart from at his house when we played UFC the other day, and I was so bad.
Yeah,
Man.
no.
But I get bored so quick.
Yeah, same. Like you play for like 40 minutes and you're like, okay, I'm done. Not
Yeah,
even.
fully,
Yeah.
fully, dude.
But yeah. So
Well, we've talked about heaps, but only like a quarter has been recorded.
yeah, because I forgot to start recording. But you want to talk about the lounge chair story? Let's tell the lounge chair story.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, and we can put this as the title: "Getting Caught by the Police." That's the title.
Yeah, that'd be loose. That'd be
But yeah. So when was it? It was like
So we got caught by the police.
No.
No.
no. Yeah. So
So the weekend after I got back from Europe,
yeah.
or I got back from Canada and America, because I did 3 continents. But I came down to see the bro, Isaac, and before, he'd sent me these beast YouTube videos.
I was sitting there, I'm like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, me and Josh are doing this. I'm like, I'm sending it to you right now, and if you don't agree, I'm just gonna force you to do it. I was so keen. I saw it, I'm like, yes, we're doing it.
Yeah, and I was keen too, because we're both dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was a lounge chair on a pallet being towed behind a car with like your mate on it. And in the video, this dude was holding a flag and he was like throwing sparks. It looked gangster.
It was sick.
And pretty loose.
Yeah, so
we're like, we're doing that.
We spent the whole day planning this. We drove around for like an hour and a half in the morning, just looking for places. We eventually found this road, Big Springs Road, out the back of Wagga. We're like, we're doing it here, middle of the night. We're like, no one's gonna catch us out here. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it was the proper wops. We put in some mahi to get this off this contraption behind the car, man.
We surfed Facebook Marketplace for like. It was ages, and we were just like looking for lounge chairs. That's the one. We picked up a second. We picked up a third. The first one we picked up, we were like, we got there. We picked it up, and we're like, no, we're not using this one. So we found another one.
This isn't good enough.
And we bargained it. You bargained it out. You're like, oh yeah, it was listed $50, and we're like, yeah, right.
Because I came home
cash.
broke, man. I came home so broke. I used the rest of the money.
You're a scab, mate. You're
and
a scab.
I lived off Isaac for a weekend.
Yeah, you did. I paid for everything. You're like, yeah. So you bargained this $50 lounge chair down to $20 cash. You just said, yeah, we'll pick it up now. So we go to pick it up. Took us forever.
5 minutes away.
Yeah, we had like 3 pallets on the top of his dad's ute already, and we were like, so it was pretty like chalked up to the top, and then we're like, okay,
it was at least another 2 meters high above the car.
Yeah.
With like the
Once we
bunch
put the
of
lounge
pallets and then the lounge chair, it was like
it was gnarly. It was so
it was
funny,
high.
though. It was
so funny. And the dude we bought it off had no idea what he was doing. Like, he tried to help us strap it onto the roof, but man, he was so clueless. And he was like, you got to do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. And we're like, okay. And we did it like this, and it was like gonna fall.
Yeah, but it was. I only lived around the corner, but it was so close to falling off.
But then he went inside, and we just like rearranged it heaps, and like got it sorted. But it was funny, so we just drove. We just parked out the front of Isaac's house to this huge lounge chair on the top of the car.
Yeah,
it was so good. And then so that night, that was the plan. We're taking this out.
Yeah, I had a gig first. I had to finish, and we get to the gig. I'm playing for 40 minutes, and then I come back out of the car because I was like, "Where'd Josh go?" Come out to the car. This bloke is sleeping with nothing on.
Whoa,
No.
Not nothing on.
No, I mean like you had just a shirt on, and then like you had no blanket. You just sleeping there.
I
Like,
had pants on, bro.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Pants on. I wasn't naked. I just didn't have a blanket or a pillow.
Yeah. So yeah, I was sleeping with nothing on. No. I was sleeping with just nothing, and then but he'd put my curtains up in my van and just gone to sleep on the mattress in there. I'm like, this bloke. And he just slept for 2 hours. And then I wake him up. I'm like, mate, we're going. My gig's finished. And then
let's go.
And so
and I'm like trying to wake up again. I'm like, damn, man, go back and play some music.
Yeah. Oh, mate, it was.
Although I've seen you perform heaps though.
Yeah.
Well, not heaps, but I've seen you perform a bunch.
Yeah, you know what I play, and it's like I get it. Like,
and I'm
pub
like,
gigs are pretty boring.
Yeah, I'm like, it's already I watched for 40 minutes and I went and had a snooze, bro.
Yeah.
And the snooze turned into like the rest of the show.
Yeah. But yeah. So then after that was done, we went and picked up our mate Sam, and then once we picked up Sam, we drove out to Big Springs Road, and we started driving along the road, and we're like, okay, pull over here. So we pulled over the side of the road, started setting up the thing. We we ratchet strapped the lounge to this
to the
pallet,
pallet,
and
and
then
then we got
another ratchet strap.
Yeah, we got snatch straps from the tow ball to the pallet.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much good as gold since from there.
Yeah, so I got in the. Oh, we also spent half the day making up this flag. it was the day before UFC 294, and where Volk was fighting Islam, and
on short notice.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, we were pumped up because we were watching it with Nelson, and we were like, oh, this is gonna be sick. And so we wrote on this massive flag. We bought this sheet from Spotlight, and we just spray painted Volk for the win on it. And we're like, yeah, we're going to carry this on the chair.
And it looks sick.
Yeah, so then once we got the chair and stuff set up, you were in the driver's seat.
For the first round,
Yeah, and then Sam was in the back filming quality with a torch, and I was in the chair. And we also had a balaclava as well. It looked gangster.
It does look cool.
It was so veg.
Imagine if we actually took a camera out and filmed something beast.
Yeah, we could.
I would do it again.
Yeah, for sure.
As long as I'm not taking the fine.
Yeah, true that. But yeah. So yeah, pretty much we started driving along, and I was like, mate, Josh, go faster, and you were like you thought this pallet was gonna burn up real quick. It was sparking up, but
because it was on tar. It was just a wooden pallet.
Yeah, there was no wheels or nothing. It was
just the road.
Yeah. And but no, so then
it actually lasted so long.
It did. We all kind of switched around and had to go a bit, and
then we ended up hauling.
Yeah,
we ended up getting 50, 60 k's down the road with Isaac on the chair. It was very ridiculous.
And then
actually,
we switched around. So then Sam went on the chair, and I was filming, and Josh was driving, and then I drove. Josh was on the chair. Sam was filming, and then and so then I was like, okay, I'm going to put the flag away now. Bro, you need to haul. You can go faster than this. I'll just hold on tighter. And then, so I'm sitting in the chair, ridiculous. And Sam had just gone off to go and grab Josh's hat because it came off when it was going fast. And came off. So Sam ran a couple 100 meters down the road. And I'm like,
you missed a bit. You missed the weird bit where the car.
Yeah.
We seen a car in the middle of nowhere, which we thought was real weird. So this car, in the middle of us having a bit of fun, drives past us, and these boys went and jumped in the bushes and
we dove. It was fun.
And I just sat in the car, just
you looked so weird, mate.
Just sat in the car and just was looking at this car that drove past, and this car drove past the car, stopped in front, did a U-turn, and drove back down the road, and we were like, that's so weird, man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he might be calling the cops. But then he came back again, though. He came back again
and just, boom, U-turn, same thing.
I was like, and then I saw him, along the main road, up from Big Springs. I'm like, oh, he's waiting to flag down a copper. And you boys were like, nah, he's not. I'm like,
yeah, I didn't think. I was thinking, what dude's going to be out on Big Springs?
Yeah, it was 1 a.m. in the morning. Well, it was 2. It was 2.
Yeah, well, my fine came in at 2 in the morning, 2:03.
Oh, yeah, and so pretty much flags. So I'm sitting in the chair. We're waiting for Sam to hurry up and get back.
Because my hat just flew off because we went real quick.
Yeah, we saw 2 sets of headlights coming. I'm like, oh, great.
I just thought it was the same people.
And yeah, Josh was like, oh, just
we'll stand outside the car now and we'll chat to him.
Yeah, and so and so then they come, and then you're like, it's the cops. I'm like, no, and you're like, yeah, it's the police. I'm like, no.
Bloody coppers, mate.
I was like, no, you're kidding me.
Yeah, so then...
And I texted Sam, like, Sam, hide. and then...
That would have looked sus if they drove off and we just drove off and didn't pick up Sam.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, actually, our mate's, in the bushes,
yeah.
a couple 100 meters
No, but so they end up talking to us. They're like, boys, what are you doing?
Yeah,
are you boys trying to die tonight? And we're like, nah, sorry, mate. They're like, just you 2 boys. And we're like, oh... And then we just saw Sam starting to walk, and we're like, now other mate just getting a hat, because he started walking towards us first, and the cop lights were on, and we're like, oh crap.
Yeah, they pulled straight in front of us so we can go, and just cop lights are on, and we were like, oh damn.
Yeah, and we're like, oh crap, we're screwed. Anyway, but they ended up being kind of chill. They're like, they were laughing. They're like, boys, props for creativity. They're like, we've seen people being towed by skateboards and bikes and that, but never a lounge chair. And they were like laughing. They're like, props for creativity. They were kind of a bit harsh at first, but they
But because one of the cops rode bikes and watched Jack Moyer's vlogs, his Moy TV, And I've been on a few of them, and he like recognized me.
Yeah,
He proper
it's
recognized me. He's like
gangster.
Frotha. So I was like just sweet talking to him, showing my Aussie jersey.
He was loving it. He was
And just
loving
showing him videos and stuff. He's like, "Oh man, that's so sick." Blah blah blah. This and that. We're just chatting for ages. And he's like, "Dude, I don't even know like what to book you for, eh? Like, I've never seen anything like this." And I'm like, "Oh, you don't have to, mate. Like, you can let us
it.
off."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, we got this and that." And he ended up turning his boy cam off and we're just chatting and
Yeah,
stuff.
it was funny.
It was actually all good after he realized I raced bikes
Yeah.
and stuff, which was and we were sober.
Yeah. We don't drink, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's the lounge chair story pretty much. Like, there's more details, but like,
But I got booked. But Isaac had caught the next
oh yeah, I
day.
had caught 2 days later for losing my license. We both lost our license.
Yeah, this is the weekend of me getting my license back.
Yeah. Oh mate.
I was like, at first the dude was like, the copper was like, which one of yous was driving? Like, well, like going off, and I was like, oh, and Isaac just looked at me. And I was like, oh,
And
Isaac's got
no,
caught tomorrow.
because I had caught, and then Josh was like, there was two of them. One of them was asking Josh who was driving, and then one of them was asking me who was driving, because I was sitting in the chair. So I was like, he was like, oh, who was driving while he was sitting in the chair, and I was like, I looked at Josh, and because I heard him ask Josh the same question, and I was like, oh crap, and Josh just was like, he was about to say we were all driving, then he goes, I'll take it, and I'm like, when I heard him say it, I'm like, absolute G. I was like, and I'm like, because I was like, oh, sorry, I roped the boys into doing it. I was like, it was my idea. And they're like, yeah, it doesn't matter who was driving. I was like, oh, and I was like, and then he's like, Josh was like, I'll take it. And they're like, you'll take it. And then he's like, and Josh was like, oh, I was driving. I'm like, right, okay. And then got done.
And then they set a fine to me for negligent driving.
It's unlucky.
For 3 points and $500.
But yeah, that's the lounge chair story. But
That is the lounge chair story. One of many sketch things we've done.
yeah.
That's just one where we've got caught.
Yeah, I mean, we do, as friends, I guess we have a lot of that kind of stuff going on. But, I mean, I think the main reason we kind of wanted to start the podcast, we kind of talked about it at the start a little bit, but
Especially in the first video that wasn't recorded.
yeah, no, but we did talk about it in the video that was actually recorded once we got it right. But I mean, it's first podcast. What do you do? But I think
Yeah, sure, buff.
yeah, it's something to talk about, kind of changing tones a bit with we're kind of just joking around a bit at the start, but shifting, I guess, gears a bit. I wanted to kind of talk about the difference between what you think the difference between discipline and motivation is, I guess. And
Motivation's a feeling, and discipline is something that you do because you have to.
okay, so there's that, but then so the difference between it and then what you kind of do to motivate yourself and then discipline yourself, and then I mean I'll give my thoughts on it as well. And yeah, I kind of just wanted to talk about that. And yeah. So your thoughts on? We'll start off with disciplines. Discipline versus motivation.
As I said before, bro, discipline's doing something because you have to do, no matter how you feel, or regardless of what's happening. You just do it because you have to do it, and you know it's the right thing to do. Motivation's a feeling that comes and goes. Sometimes it makes it easier to do things.
Yeah.
But that's when discipline's way more important than motivation, because motivation, as I said, comes and goes. It's a feeling. You can be motivated to get in the gym, do what you want, get in shape, but, New Year, everyone buys a gym membership,
Yeah.
but it doesn't last because they lack discipline.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the motivation that buys them the gym membership and keeps them going for a week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm a big advocate for discipline over motivation any day of the week, because I'm so, like, I think that lately I've gotten to the place where I'm so unmotivated to go to the gym, but I still go every day. Like, especially lately, like, I haven't really talked to you much about it, but like every day I'm dreading going to the gym. Like, oh, I just don't want to go to the gym. Don't want to go at all. And then I'm like, no, I'm going every single day. And so I'm like, I think that discipline beats out motivation every time, every single time. And I think that once you learn how to discipline yourself, and I think that learning to discipline yourself is something that takes so long. And I think that's something we can probably unpack on how to kind of, or how we, at least from our perspective, discipline ourselves. Because motivation, I think motivation, how I motivate myself is by disciplining myself. Like, I sometimes find motivation in
Inconsistency.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, okay, I've worked so hard. That motivates me more. And it's not the same for everyone. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I definitely find motivation in consistency.
Yeah.
And as I say, motivation comes and goes. So you might not be feeling motivated now, but eventually you're gonna feel motivated again.
Yeah, for sure. And like,
Well, not necessarily, I guess,
yeah, like, yeah.
because sparks die for people. Passions, like, people fall out of love of the passion.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, when you say discipline's doing something you hate that has to be done, I don't think, like, I don't hate playing gigs. There's no way I hate playing gigs, but there's some gigs that I don't want to play. Like, I don't want to play a dead pub gig. Like, if I know, okay, this venue is so dead every time I play there, I don't want to play to a dead crowd. Like, yeah, I get cash for it and whatnot, like, and that's great. But I I think that there's a difference between discipline is something you're doing that you hate. Like, I don't hate playing gigs.
You know how Mike Tyson said it?
Yeah.
Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Yeah, but I think it's more than that. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know. Mike Tyson's just a gangster.
yeah, true.
Mike Tyson's a G, dude.
Yeah, like, there's definitely an element to that's right. But I don't know what the definition of discipline is. We could look it up, and
Do you wanna?
yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now. The definition is
Definition.
the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience.
Yeah, I can.
What?
I can understand that, because the way we're talking about discipline is the set of rules you set for yourself.
Okay, that's a good thing to go down. Setting rules for yourself and sticking to them.
Well, that's what discipline is.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I guess yeah.
That's why it's called self-discipline.
But that's the thing. Like, I don't hate, like, the rule that I set for myself is I have to go to play this gig. I don't.
And then you go and do it, and you follow the rule, not because you have to.
Yeah,
not
but I don't
because
hate
you want to, but because you have to.
True that, but I don't hate it. That's where I'm like, I don't know.
If you agree with what Mike Tyson said.
It's not I disagree with it. I just don't. I think that there's more to the answer.
Yeah, copy.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird thing, and I think that's just something that we're just gonna work out as we kind of go along. But it's a weird weird thing. I don't know. I just definitely find discipline, and discipline is hard, and I guess we can start to kind of go into how to build discipline. And so I think that to start to build discipline in in your guys' lives is start with the small things. Like, I was listening to Jordan Peterson and on Diary of a CEO today, and he talked about starting with the small things, like
Clean
his
your room.
his thing is clean the room, but he even said some people that he's worked with can't even clean your room. They can't clean their room, and it's about making the task small enough that you can, because if a task is small enough, you'll do it. It's not, and it's once you do that task, you just build up, and so one of his clients that he said is his task was to vacuum his room, just to vacuum the floor, or one of the tasks was to pull out a drawer and look inside the drawer to see how it could be arranged. That small compared to cleaning your whole room. It's just about starting smaller, and it's not going to be that small for a lot of people. It's going to be like, okay, instead of doing an hour and a half workout, okay, let's go to the gym and do 10 minutes in the gym. Like,
and do a few push-ups and a few.
Yeah, like, it might be that small, or it might be. I heard of a study once that to get people into the gym, you just had to. They just drove there, and they just drove there every day. They didn't go in, they just drove there every day. And driving there became the habit. And then, so once they just drove there, they just started going in.
That seems so dumb.
Yeah,
Man.
but
Drive to the gym, sit in the car park for a little bit, and drive home.
yeah, but if that's what works, like I'm trying to, what are some ways that you think that people can kind of build discipline within their lives? Because I think it's something that's very lost nowadays.
Dude, I'm so like pull myself up by the bootstraps. It's
Yeah,
like, I
yeah, but we're
don't know.
very like we're very, very hard line to a lot of people. Like that's what you got to think about.
Yeah, it's because we got somewhere to be. We got a goal we're going for.
So okay, so to unpack that, it's setting yourself a goal, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But it's got to be an achievable goal.
For sure. Yeah, and I think that to kind of segue a bit, like something that I wanted to talk about was goals and what your calling is. Because obviously we're Christians, right? And like we believe that God has a calling for us. But my goal is not my
That's going to be news to the mountain bike community.
yeah, big frother. um, but so like my goals.
Only recently though
What?
that I've
Come back to God.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's calm. It's calm. It's a journey, bro. It's a journey. But yeah, but as I was saying, yeah, like my goals is not my calling, but my goals are defined by my calling. That's what I feel like. And like I don't know,
What's your calling? What's the difference between your long-term goal and your calling?
my calling, I believe my calling. Well, I mean, from a biblical perspective, we all have a calling to be disciples of the earth, but
Disciples, do you mean of Jesus?
of Jesus, sorry, yeah, yeah, but like in the earth, sorry,
Of
but
the earth.
yeah, yeah, but my calling, I think my calling is to bring godly based values such as like truth and accountability and direction to a degenerating world. That's what I think my calling is, and then I'm using music as a vehicle to do that, and I've got my goal in music to do that. I want to talk about that more in depth in the episode where we're going to go delve deep into mine, and then you can talk about yours into yours. But they're kind of things that
I don't think I even know what my calling is. Like,
that's all right. Let's
like I understand you like know your calling, but like I'm just single track minded to world champ, bro.
yeah, right, okay, that's interesting, and that's okay. I think that okay. So then, what drives that goal?
I don't know. Like me, like I I would I don't know. Like I've always just wanted to be the best.
Yeah,
Like I'm competitive by nature,
yeah, yeah.
and when I've done something, I want to be the best.
Mm,
But I also want glory.
right. Is that glory for yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like glory. I want to be the best, to say I'm the best, and I like to prove people wrong.
Right.
I like to prove people wrong. I want I want glory, and I hate to lose.
Okay. And so this is gonna be like very
I
like
hate to lose, but I feel like I'm pretty modest in defeat. But when I lose, I always look at the positives and just analyze the negatives.
yeah.
Like I'm super positive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I know like it was it's like some of the losses that you've taken and like we talk about that over the phone. Like we both taken some big L's, bro. But we don't I think that it's important to not obviously not let that define you or whatever.
Well,
But
it's a motivating factor.
yeah, I think that coming back to that
It's just
motivating
gangster for the autobiography.
thing, yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot, but that's the thing. We're not wired like a lot of people, and I think that if I mean, people can rewire your brain, but to be fair, if you take so many losses, you can only take so many losses. Like you might think, and I used to say to myself, "Oh, I could lose so much, and I would still keep fighting." But the reality is, you can take. There is a certain level. If you got told every day by your parents that you sucked at mountain bike riding, that's a loss, right? I'm telling you now, you would fold.
I would move out before I folded.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm saying if you had no other options, like
But my
like
parents
you
would
would
never
you
do
would
that.
you would yeah, you would make decisions to put yourself out of that, but there is a point where you can't take any more losses. But
But that's so far,
but
dude.
but you're mature enough to not get yourself into those situations.
Yeah, but I
But that's the thing where like I think that on this podcast we want to kind of like like you for people if someone's watching and you're like you're starting to lose hope, like there is ways out of it. Like there genuinely is, like you can get out of those situations where there is very little hope and you don't know your sense of direction. There is ways.
well, that's what I mean. People have taken some big losses. Like people have actually hit rock bottom and come back.
Yeah.
Like, are you saying people can only take enough L's, like losses and defeats, and hit rock bottom and just never come back? Or
No,
do you
I
think
don't actually. I want to like kind of not retract, but
like do you think
retrack.
the losses you're like people can only take so many losses, and does that drive them to almost hitting a rock bottom? Or do you think the losses is the rock bottom?
Ooh, that's a good question. I kind of want to retrack on what I said in terms of people can only take so many losses. What what I meant to say was there is always a possibility of coming back. Like always, you can come back, but how you come back will be different. And I feel like I might be just be waffling here, honestly, like I could be. Um, and I think that part of doing this podcast is learning how to articulate these things kind of well. But I mean, it's a hard thing. Like people, like we've taken, like we know the L's that both of us has taken. Like, and we've taken some serious L's. In our personal lives and then in our careers as well. Like we've both taken some hits, but I think that what you point to after taking those L's is important in the comeback.
Mm.
And I want to come back to what you said before about the glory thing, about you wanting glory, because it's interesting. I've never heard you say that before. Why do you want the glory?
I don't know. I just do. I want people to recognize the hard work that I've done and put in.
Okay. And
I just like attention too.
damn.
I've always been like, even as a kid, not a performer, but like,
Getting into it.
yeah, like, I was definitely like when I was like young, Dad would take me to the skate park, and I would like ride a bike or a skateboard. I got really into skating. I would like skateboard, like from really young, and I was really good at skateboarding really young. So like all the older kids would be like, "Oh, you're sick!" Like, give me almost gratification for being really good. So I guess it's almost just imprinted in my brain.
Right. Okay.
Like from like 4 when I started skating and like dropping in and doing ollies and stuff.
Right.
Just hanging out with like kids that are older and telling and them like every day telling me like, "Oh, you're a sick dude. You're gonna be like you keep going. You're gonna be a pro." Like, oh, like and just like buzz on me hard.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, I definitely get that. And so,
But even when I'm writing, if I'm filming, I'll be like, "Did that look good?
yeah, no, I don't
Did
think
that look good? Did that look good?" And I'm almost like I'm not like reaching for like, "Oh yeah, that looked sick." But like it's in the back of my mind, like I want the other person to like think it
right.
looks sick.
And do you
as
think
well.
that's a good thing?
No, probably not. It's probably not healthy,
I think that
but it could be good.
no, I see. I think that it depends on like how far that goes. Like, I
Yeah,
think it's like if that's your every move, then that's unhealthy. But if you're like you want to entertain people, like the reality is you're not just a mountain bike rider. You are very entertaining as well. Like people love Frotha. Like that's what it is. Like it's your alter ego almost. But I think this podcast is very personal, very quickly as well.
Yeah.
Like you're
I
like,
guess this is a different
this is
side of
we're talking
Frotha.
about Josh. We're talking about Josh here. We're not talking about Frotha. But yeah. I mean, people love Frotha, so like I get that. I 100% get that. But like from and again, this is like obviously the mountain biking community doesn't really know, but from a biblical point of view, how does you wanting that glory sit with you?
Good, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think too much of it.
And so for me, I want the glory to go to God, right? That's what I'm doing it for.
Mm.
And like, obviously I'm not like, oh, you can't have the glory for yourself, because obviously
There's a part of you that wants like glory and recognition
100%.
as well.
So I heard this thing. It was a few years ago. I can't remember who said it, but men usually struggle with at least one, but two or three things in their life. The 3 Gs: gold, glory, and girls. I never heard it before. Like,
Gold is in money.
yep, gold, glory, girls. They're like usually obsessed with two of them, and then one of them's like the main one, and then you got like the second one that's like pretty high up, and then the third one is like not really, like. And so, for you, glory's number one. Oh, actually,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
I would know. It'd be some close contenders.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and the same for me. Like, I know which one is my one easily.
Which is?
You know what one is.
What would it be?
I mean, both of our ones could be girls. It could be. And both of our twos could be glory. I don't know what my two is. I know what your two are. I don't know what my two is. I don't know if mine's.
I don't even know what my two is.
Yeah, yours is glory. But I think you.
But I want to make money too, bruv.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But
like real coin.
Yeah, I think it's still.
Like I wanna ring my mum one day and say you don't have to pay a bill again in your life.
That would be a dream.
And pay off my parents' house.
Yeah, I think.
Like that's the money I want.
I think mine gold might be 2 for me, but I'm not sure. But it's just something to think about. Like, what do you struggle with, girls, glory, or gold? Like
probably girls and glory over the gold.
Yeah,
but like I don't struggle with it.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. No, but it's not like we struggle with it. I think that we've worked on those as like brothers. We've like worked on like helping each other not struggle with those things. But if you can master like those, I think that if I'm being honest, like, and from a place of like, oh, I want you to succeed and I want to see you win, I think that you got to be careful where you place your glory. I think that it's and you know where I'm coming from. Like, I'm coming from a place of like love. Like, you're my brother. Like, I think you got to be careful where you place your glory. Like, you know, like it said, pride before the fall. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like,
I'm not prideful though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can quickly turn into that. And I'm not saying you are, but where you place that glory can quickly turn into pride.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. It's just something to think about. Like, and this podcast got so personal so quickly. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
When I heard that thing, gold, glory, or girls, which one? Like, some people struggle with all three. Like,
oh yeah.
Like,
I've definitely had some toxic relationships.
Oh, you're telling me, mate.
We both had some toxic relationships. And half the time it's been my fault. At least in my earlier ones.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Probably most of them are all my fault anyway.
No, but yeah, kind of steering away from that though. Like,
I wonder if they'll ever watch that, like exes. I wonder.
They probably, mate. Before the blood, they'll watch us somehow. We're blowing up. I'm telling you.
That'd be so funny, man.
Yeah, but yeah, that going back to like motivation.
But like that's like
a motivator for me.
That's a glory thing for me now. Like if an ex saw this and then messaged me, that's like I get a hit from that, like a dopamine hit.
Yeah, but to be fair, like using that is a motivator for me. It's a big motivator. Like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know how healthy it is though.
What, have it like a motivator? Oh, she lost out on me like that. I mean, we really take a lot of inspiration from Jordan Peterson. Like, we went to his lecture and that kind of thing.
When I was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, yeah, we can talk about that actually.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in a second, but
That was outrageous.
yeah, it's crazy.
Through Sydney City down in a wheelchair. You threw me down some stairs, bro.
Let's just tell the story and then I'll go into it. Yeah, this kid got hit by a car at what was it, like
7 in the morning.
7 in the morning, but it was like 90 k's an hour, 100 k's an hour.
I think the collision was around 80k an hour.
Oh right,
The
okay.
actual collision.
Right,
It was a 100-kilometer road.
Yeah, right.
I got T-boned in a Mitsubishi Express.
Smacked your
van.
head against the window, and then was paralyzed on your right side. Like the bottom half.
Yeah, right side from the knee down. I had no feeling in my toes and stuff. Couldn't move my feet.
I thought it was like from here.
Yeah, I could feel, but I couldn't move. But I was fully numb from like the knee down.
Yeah, and
I couldn't walk at all.
I got you like a birthday gift or something. I got us 2 Jordan Peterson tickets to go to his lecture, and the day before this happened, and I was like, no, we were gutted, and I was like, I can't believe your mum was like so chill. She was like,
Because I just got out of hospital that
and I
morning.
called you, and I was like, you're right to come to Jordan Peterson. I'll come and pick you up, and you were like, yeah, let's do it. And your mum was chill, and I thought I was
I just got out of hospital.
no way.
like,
She's like, because
that
you had
night.
had a brain injury. Like,
Yeah.
So
It ended up being the nerve. It wasn't conducting the nerves down to my leg properly or something like that.
yeah, but yeah, it was so that was one of my
The brain nerve connection wasn't there or something.
that was
like
probably one of the that was my highlight of the year last year. I reckon that trip.
Yeah, it was kind of beast.
It was so fun, and it just pushing you around. We got dressed up in suits, pushed you around in a wheelchair around Sydney, pushed
And
you down some stairs.
And we snuck into a bar
Oh yeah, we
in
did,
Darling Harbour.
It was yep, and no, it was like the outdoor setting, but it was like a bar thing in there. We're like, it was pretty
And-
chill.
And we bought that expensive whiskey.
Yeah, it was fun. But
And it tasted so bad.
this camera keeps overheating, so we lost our place. But I think we were talking about Jordan Peterson, and yeah, I think we just finish up on that story. But yeah, I mean, to kind of get back into, I don't know. Do you want to keep it light, or do you want to get back into those deep kind of chats we're in?
Oh, I don't mind, bro.
You're a bit tired. All right.
Whatever.
Keep
for ice cream, though.
keep for some ice cream. No, I'm not an ice cream man, eh?
Real?
No,
What are you then? What's the dessert of
lollies, lollies or chocolate, bro. Every time,
choice?
every
Lollies, man.
time.
Ice cream, bro.
No, but yeah, I mean, we've talked about like a lot of stuff, and I guess what we're doing with this podcast and all that kind of thing. But I kind of wanted to talk about, I guess, being. This is a very like cliche topic to talk about, but like
So-
being authentic to yourself, and like what that means to you. So
I have a pretty good view on this, I reckon.
yeah, go for it.
So, for me, I'm Frotha, right?
Yeah.
And I have my own personality, my own way I look at things, and my own way I act around people because that's who I am, and I'm not faking anything,
Yeah.
right? But say you have, like, I'm just going to use it as the bike industry. You have a few media personalities like Eddie Masters, Jack Moyer. There's all these people, Win Masters again. You have all these people who are media sensations in the mountain bike industry.
Yeah.
And you have, your younger kids that almost idolize these people and want to be them people, as I did as well.
Yeah.
Definitely back in the day. Well, still do to an extent. But
Yeah.
you'll see, a kid get the inspiration, I'm going to do a YouTube video, or I'm going to get in front of the camera, or when I ride, I'm going to use the same music as this person because he used it, like, which is ideally like why sponsors sponsor you.
Mm.
So I guess in that sense, pros are doing a job, but you're not going to get noticed for trying to be a Jack Moyer or an Eddie Masters
Yeah.
because you're never, ever going to be the best Jack Moyer or the best Ed Masters or the best Win because they're the best Jack and they're the best Win because they're being themselves.
Yeah.
Just as no one is going to be
The best Frotha.
the best Frotha because
Yeah.
I'm Frotha and no one knows me better than me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think that you are actually very good, and I think that that's why people are kind of drawn to your kind of alter ego. Not. It's not even that. Like
It's
you
not
are
even.
actually like that. Like
Yeah.
you are. I mean, you're not as like intense all the time. I guess like. But you are an intense dude. Like I'm not disputing that at all. You are very hard, like not hard lined. Hard lines it's the wrong word, but you're very like punchy. Like I think that's the right word. Like you're a very punchy dude, and you
Well, I
can
say things as they are, and I say things how I think.
yeah,
Like
and you
not even
portray
how I
that.
think, but like how they are in my head. I guess like when Dean Lucas asked me at Valsol in Italy, he was like, because I didn't qualify for a World Cup, and he's like, oh, how is it, man? Like, not quite. I'm like, dude, how can you not be stoked? I'm in Italy. I've never traveled the world,
Mm,
and I'm chasing a dream that I've had since a child.
yeah,
Like, I may not have qualified, but I'm getting closer, so I'm stoked that I'm even here.
yeah, yeah. I think it's
And
like
that's just how I thought, and I just portrayed exactly how I thought.
portraying authenticity. I think is very much your perspective. Like how you. I mean, there are some people that are very negative people, but to
Yeah, but people don't like that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you want to be authentic, but like, there's other things to work on than to like because some people are generally negative anyway. So if you can try and put a positive spin on your personality, that is still authentic. Like you were saying, like no one's gonna be the best Jack Moyer, no one's gonna be the best Greg Menard, whatever.
Mm.
Um, you you and that's why I was saying you do a very good job of portraying who you are to everyone, and that's why people like you. Um, and I mean that's probably something that like that I'm really interested to learn about you because not no one I'm not very good at portraying on social media who I am and what my personality is like, and I think that doing this podcast is a really good opportunity for that because I don't like doing those like TikTok stuff.
Oh, I don't do TikTok
No, no, no,
stuff.
but like for musicians, that's how people are blowing up these days, and like I find it, I just don't find it enjoyable at all to do that kind of stuff. Like to show, I'm very much more like this is how I act. Like
But that goes back to saying what you said before. Just then, you're like, oh, that's how people are blowing up these days.
yeah, and that's why I'm not doing
Why
it.
why do you have to try and be like how other people are blowing up?
Yeah,
Like, why can't you create a longer format video that
mm,
musicians aren't doing, where you show yourself in that?
yeah,
Like, instead of a short TikTok, why don't you try to be unique and do what you want to do? Because then you're going to be passionate about it
mm,
and actually enjoy what you're doing
mm.
instead of forcing yourself to be something you're not on social media.
Yeah, for sure. Like you're 100% right in saying that. Like it's a very like the music industry as a whole is changing all the time, and like I think that I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said to me, I've got to figure out how to break the system, and he's a guy that's been in the industry for a long time. Who I'm not gonna say because I want to get him on the podcast, but
Nah, name drop him, surely.
big Morris, I want him, Morris June, I want you on the podcast, mate. Um, I was talking to him a year and a half ago or so, and he said that you've got to figure out how to break out of the system of what everybody else is doing, and I think that that was kind of
And
the moment that I was like, I don't, I don't enjoy doing, and it comes back to the thing, like, am I not being disciplined? Like, I don't enjoy making because TikTok. The reality is, it's such a big part of the music industry at the moment, and like people. But it's so easy to not be authentic to yourself. Coming back to the main point, and so I was just like, I'm not going to be authentic to myself if I'm making TikToks all the time because I hate it. I hate it so much. And so that being said, I still post content to TikTok, but not the TikToky type of, I guess, videos. Like it's more just like me posting my original music or covers or that kind of thing. But like this form of content, I work much better with. Like I like sitting down and talking
yeah, just
through
having a yarn.
long form content. Like I love this kind of stuff. And this podcast, it will blow up. I'm telling you, bro. Just as we were gonna blow up, this podcast is gonna blow up, and
Yeah, we have all the kit. We've gone all in on the podcast.
we have. But yeah, coming back to like what the main point, being authentic to yourself. Yeah, I think that's what I was saying, that you are really good at that, and that's something that I would like to, I guess, learn from you, because it's something that I've struggled with showing people. Like I'm very authentic to myself, but I struggle showing other people that, and I think that that's part of the journey of, I guess, blowing up. Like showing, if I can get people to like me for my personality, it's not just my music that I'm going to be known for, because the reality is I'm going to do other things than just music in my life, whether it's creating a business or like a product, or whatever it is. Maybe I'll end up acting one day, whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to put a lid on it or anything, but yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I want to be able to one day,
I reckon I'd be a beast actor.
if it's anything like your music, your old rapping career.
Oh,
Let's go into that.
Acting is not like my rapping.
No,
career
I don't
when
know.
I was 11.
No, so this kid, when we first started being friends, he sent me, because I was obviously the music geek, and he was like, "Oh, what do you think of my rapping? I did a freestyle." Sends me this low as quality video, and I'm like, I open it, and he's just standing there, like full body. It's not even like just like your half. I remember you're standing there. You put the phone on the ground in your room, and you're standing there, and you rap for like 4 minutes straight, and it was the worst thing I ever heard in my life. And you're like, "Is it good?" And I'm like, "No, I can't tell this kid." It was like when we first started being friends too, and I was like, "I can't tell this kid is trash." It was
Yeah,
so
well, it was.
bad.
Well, that is definitely not my calling. Music. I do not have a musical bone in my body.
No, but yeah, well,
I can't stay in
no.
time.
See, I feel like
I
if
can
you would,
strum a few chords on a guitar and play a few riffs, but I cannot stay in time to save my life. I can't sing.
I feel like
Nothing.
coming back to this acting thing. I feel like if you were to act, you would do it as like yourself. Like you know how
I would
like
be
some
such
people
a
like
good actor, dude.
cameo in movies. You
In
do
year
that.
six, in primary school, I was like the head of, I forgot what it was even called. It was like public speaking, but
Were
it
you?
wasn't. Yeah,
I
I
did.
was really good.
I did public speaking in school as well.
I was a really good like actor. Like I did these skits with my friend Kimball Sullivan. I did these insane skits and we were doing a Stedfords, like doing skits and stuff.
Stedfords.
Yeah, Stedfords,
Oh,
Cara Stedford. And we did
oh,
heaps
mate.
good. We were placing, man.
I did not know that. There you go.
And I did this one acting one, like when I was a kid with my friend Mac Webster when I was like in year 4 at the talent show, and
Yeah.
I did this skit and just got all the laughs. The won it because we would we were reenacting a Star Wars skit.
You
'Cause
watched Star Wars?
when I was in year 4, bruv, give me a break.
I've seen like 2, 3.
We
Star
were
Wars
like
movies, maybe.
reenacting like some Star Wars skit, and I was trying to copy like all the lines off the movie. And I was like, I can't do this. So this teacher came up to me. He's like, why don't you just like do what you want to do? Just like make it a sword fight. So we had these lightsabers, and we were watching these videos before of like this fails with this karate dude. And he like, do you remember when that Gangnam Style song was going around?
Yeah, bangers.
Yeah, so it was a bit after this, but like we were doing this sword fight routine,
Yeah.
and then I was like, whoa, stop, Gangnam Style, and then I kick him in the nuts.
What? This sounds like the trashiest thing.
But because in year 4, bro, kicking someone in the nuts is like,
Did you actually kick him?
yeah, and it was supposed to be staged, but I had to go for the real thing.
Okay.
But it was gold, man. It was like, yeah, we had the most laughs because I kicked my friend in the nuts on stage.
That's gold. That's funny.
But yeah, I was a good actor, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, you never know. We could be
I'd be in a movie one day. I can see it.
yeah, man, one day. Never putting a lid on these things, man. But
Yeah, no way.
yeah. I mean, yeah, there's probably not a lot more to talk about, to be honest. Like times we're nearly at an hour and a half, I think.
Yeah, with like that many cuts.
Yeah, like
Let's just go
I've
until this
tried to make these
goes.
cuts seamless. Like you might not even see it, but
So many, bro.
like this camera's overheated like 4 times.
And we've run out of an
and
SD card
We've run out of 2 SD cards, and I forgot to
to
press record the first
first
half an hour. So we kind of tried to redo that
That
without making it fake. But
that's a good reel.
it's a first. It's our first podcast. I don't think it. Well, it's our first recorded properly podcast. I don't think it's gone too bad. It's like 11:30 nearly, and
Yeah.
So we started recording this at like 9.
Nah, surely not.
It was 9:10.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna be talking about a range of different things. Kind of just waffling at the moment, to be honest. Have you got anything you want to talk about?
Oh, I got a few questions to ask you for the next one. So the next one's gonna be meant. Just make sure you hit record, bro.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the next one will probably be out in a week or two, and
Out in a week. Oh yeah.
from this episode dropping,
Copy.
yeah. So, yeah, he's gonna be asking me. We're gonna be kind of deep diving into my journey, my story, and then the third episode we'll be deep diving into Josh's journey. And yeah, it's gonna be mint.
And then we might have someone on.
Yeah, then we got a guest. If you got any guest suggestions, ready for it?
We don't have an audience yet.
Yeah, we have an audience, mate. People
not.
are gonna love us. I'm telling you.
I reckon like 5 people are gonna watch this, and then it'll just slowly get momentum, and then by like the 7th one, people will start watching it.
Well, the average podcast length I think is 7 episodes, and so we got to make it past them. But by the 7th episode, might be out of Australia. We don't know.
Oh yeah, true.
Don't know.
True, because you're moving to Dubai.
Maybe the contract's not in yet, so it's not confirmed.
Maybe moving to Dubai.
But I'm definitely moving to Melbourne, and if I'm moving to Melbourne, flights are
That's
cheap,
in
so we can
Australia.
come.
That's still in Australia.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I think
Skits, brah.
we ended here. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go get ice cream.
Yeah,
bro.
we're going. All right, thanks everyone for.
Everyone who's not even here.
Thank you. It's so awkward talking to like no one. We're like trying to talk to people, but I feel like we've done a good job.
You're trying to talk to people that aren't there. Just be like, bye guys, subscribe to my YouTube. Click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell.
No.
Yes. Screw that.
So yeah, make sure you leave.
And that's a wrap for the first of Before the Blow Up. Done.
Cruising.
Yeah, let's go.
That's
Yeah.
gangster.